would be interested in Dak Prescott? Miami, the Jets. I don't think any of those teams.
I could see maybe a Carolina. I could see that being a fit for
Carolina?
them. Yeah, because Matt Rule's offense is kind of more of those short passes. Dak's accurate. He's not a big arm type quarterback,
Right.
but even we saw with the receivers, which we thought would be more deep threat types, they're not really that type. Rule's done a lot more of those creative short pass type offenses. I could see him fitting there. Again, like I said, with Carolina all the time, it's just a matter of can they get enough defense where they could afford to trade those picks. I don't think, obviously, Dak's not going to warrant the return that DeShaun Watson's going to warrant, but he's still going to warrant at least one first-round pick, maybe two.
Where do you think DeShaun Watson goes?
I'm still sticking with the 49ers.
The 49ers.
I'm still sticking with it because I think John Lynch is very aggressive, and I feel like they're still doing that big trade.
They don't have enough to get him. I
still think they'll try to swing for the fences.
There's going to have to be a third team involved.
Maybe.
Because they're going to have to bring the Jets involved. Because the only way they're going to get DeShaun Watson is if they get that number 2. They want the second best quarterback in this draft class. That's what the Texans want.
Well, of course. But
you need to bring the Jets involved in that trade where you can do that. If you don't do that, why would the Jets give San Francisco, Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan, that possibly could happen. I mean, the Jets could get involved, but the Jets are going to need a massive amount of return back to give up that second pick.
Well, yeah, if you do get another team involved, that's another interesting thing because they could also give up other picks in addition to that. Maybe the Texans trade some other players that are disgruntled. Brandon Cooks is on a big contract. Maybe another receiver needy team gets him. Benadryl McKinney's a nice middle linebacker. There's definitely other pieces they could trade if they want to make that work with a third team. I'm saying the Niners only because they don't need much, where they get one free agent receiver maybe to help out with Ayuk. They get some secondary help. They don't really need much. So that's why I think they could afford to trade the draft picks. I know the Jets and the Dolphins definitely have the stock, but again, there's also the sense of urgency because those two teams need a lot more than what San Francisco does. So that's why I still think that big trade splash possibility is a big possibility, especially since John Lynch has been very aggressive at times, both with contracts and with trades.
I don't think they're going to get DeShaun Watson because they don't have the draft stock to get him. And that's all I'm going to say. And the Texans, there is no way. I don't care how aggressive John Lynch is. If he doesn't bring another team like Miami or the Jets involved in that trade, they're not getting DeShaun Watson. There is no way in hell the Texans are going to trade DeShaun Watson to San Francisco when there's no way they're going to get the second best quarterback in the class. They're not. They're going to have to bring the Jets or Miami involved with it.
Well, I don't know. Do they necessarily have to bring those teams, or do they just need another first-round pick because if they get San Francisco's pick at 12,
they want the second best quarterback in the class. That's what they want.
That's understandable. What I'm saying is if they try to get another team involved, because the Texans are not going to be good either way. So if they quote-unquote want that second pick, they could get all the extra draft picks from other teams. If you want to say San Francisco and another team, like you're saying with the three-way trade, they could get other pieces there too. Who says they don't trade up for something like that, where they give up 12, maybe with a Miami, with an Atlanta or something if they don't want a quarterback? They could still get that guy. Because, again, if the Jets don't take a quarterback, there's going to be a lot of different trade scenarios where they could look at. And if they're picking at 12 with still a lot of other draft picks, they could still be in the running to do that over Carolina, over a team like the Giants if they want to go for a quarterback. Certain teams like that where they could still have the extra edge for the draft capital they somehow were able to get in those trades.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to get him. There's no way they're going to get him because, again, I'm going to go back. They want that high pick. They want a quarterback. And even at 12, they're not going to get the quarterback that they want. So unless they somehow maneuver something with the Jets or Miami and somehow trade one way or another and get that pick or get them involved in the trade, there's no way they're getting DeShaun Watson.
The problem is I just don't know if they have enough scenarios where that ends up working for them because I don't know if the Texans have as much leverage as they do. Miami still has question marks of whether they actually want a quarterback because they committed to Tua like they have said for the last 2 years. And the Jets, like we were saying in our first segment, they're notoriously stingy with guys. So who says Joe Douglas is going to like shop the farm for them? He's going to be tough on them. And who says the Texans say, no, we're not going to deal with that?
No, I don't think the Texans. I don't think the Jets are going to trade what the Texans are going to want. So
exactly, that's my point. So who says the Texans don't say, all right, we're done working with you. We'll look at another team.
Look at another team and give up less. Why would you take the 12th pick and a bunch of other first-round picks that are going to be crap in the future when you can go with the Jets or Miami where you're still going to probably fairly get in the middle of a pack type of first-round draft picks in the future?
Well,
there's no way. There's no way.
It might be a team overpaying, though, because
there's no way.
Regardless of if the Texans get their quote-unquote second-best quarterback in the draft, then you're putting that quarterback in the same situation that DeShaun Watson was in. And who says they're going to be able to rebuild it and make that quarterback
And that's why I don't
happy?
think he's going to San Francisco. I think he has a better chance of going to the Jets in Miami.